A lot of people are furious about this, even that he's going to Hiroshima, and we all know he's not going to Hiroshima to talk up America. Don, Monticello, New York, the great WABC. Go.
Hey, on the whole Hiroshima thing and Japan and the bombs, Japan should be very thankful that we did. A lot of people don't realize that we were actually burning Japan down to the ground the same way that we were burning or had burned Germany down. We were doing incineraries every night. More people certainly would have died, and also there would have been a lot less of Japan, given the cities were primarily made out of wood. You should also recognize, I know a lot of people talk about the two bombs that were dropped. The first one was uranium-based, the second one was plutonium-based. Their nuclear engineers went out after the first bomb, and they said, "Yeah, no, America, they can't make a lot of these." Well, after we dropped the plutonium bomb, they went out again and they said, "Yeah, they can make a lot of these." We were actually going to drop a bomb every 6 to 7 days. So it ended.
Now wait, whoa! Let me slow you down there. My understanding was there were two. Your understanding is different?
Two different types. The one that was dropped on Hiroshima.
No, I got you, but I understand they only had two functioning bombs.
We're going to drop one every 6 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You know, we had a whole run of plutonium bombs. And Truman actually did put a hold onto it. And he actually did point out he wanted to have direct control if they were going to be dropped. So he actually stopped that. Japan, after the first one, absolutely refused to surrender. And that was because they only thought we had the one. And after the second one, which was plutonium-based, they actually went, yeah, you know, they do have it. But the military, the entire standing army was still in China. And they didn't want to surrender. And even when the Missouri was parked in Tokyo Harbor, they still wanted to keep the war going. There was a plan to sink the Missouri and restart the war. So the people should be very, very thankful. We would have burnt them to the ground one way or the other. It did stop the war, and certainly not even counting the military deaths, but just looking at how many people would have died. Take a look at Dresden. You know, take a look at what occurred in Germany.
Well, that was mostly the RAF, but you're exactly right.
Well, it's still the same concept, yeah. We were doing the same thing in Japan, and people don't realize that we were burning them to the ground. And it was even
worse. And people
worse.
Today, I have this question for you, Don. Do you think today, with the kind of civilian leadership we have, that we could even have won a World War II?
No, absolutely not.
I really don't think so either.
No, I have a history degree from UNC. I got a master's as well, and I'm a history teacher.
I knew you had a good background.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't think the kind of politicians that are in Washington today would do what the politicians back then did. I really don't believe we would win World War II today. I really don't.
Well, we wouldn't. If you look back in history, and
I'm not attacking the military. I'm talking about the civilian leadership.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Look at the Civil War.
There's another one. We'd be two countries now.
Absolutely. And actually, and the strangest thing would be, we have a president who would have actually continued slavery.
That's exactly right.
Decisions and following through, having that backbone to do it. I mean, that takes quite a bit. But also understand the historical perspective and taking a look at really what happened. I mean, you look at the two nuclear bombs. I mean, granted, and these are huge numbers, and loss of human life is a tragedy.
It's a horrible thing, right?
But in terms of a war, 200,000, that is not huge numbers in comparison to what it would have been if the war had continued. And the most important thing, if you look at Grant's a great example. The most humane thing you can, Grant Sherman, I should say, the most humane thing you can do when you're in war is to end it as quickly as you possibly can and not prolong the death. Look at the Vietnam War.
Well, and let's not move yet. Yeah. And that's what Lincoln was upset about. He was trying to find a general to put an end to this thing.
Well, I could go too much on history. You have to end a war. That's the most humane thing you can do, is end a war as quickly as you possibly can. The more you stretch it out, the bigger the numbers. And Japan should be, and I can't imagine that everybody in Japan is thoroughly ignorant of what happened.
Look, the issue isn't if Japan is going to thank us. That's just not going to happen. The problem is we have our president going over there. And I know damn well he's not going over there. Well, why is he going over there? There's only one reason he's going over there.
Oh, he's going to do what he normally does. I mean, that's.
Hey, Don, I appreciate it. Do you have Levin TV?
No, I don't, but I'd love to have it.
Well, let me get. You're the guy that doesn't. All right, don't hang up. We'll give it to you. I do think you're going to enjoy it, particularly with your history, your advanced history degree, your master's. Excellent call. We appreciate the calls. Great calls today. Really are.